Hi, my name is John Spadafora. I'm a production manager here at Westone Laboratories. And what I'm doing today, I'm going to demonstrate how to identify a right and left side impression, and also how to trim the base of the impression to the proper thickness for a scanned impression. Okay, when identifying your right and left side impression, you always want to have the canal portion of the impression facing you. This is the canal here, and you want the helix facing away from you. Okay? The next easiest way to identify if this is a left or right impression is hold your thumb up with your hand pointed downwards and use the canal portion of the impression as a reference as your thumb. So for example, this impression is a left side. If you look at this example, this impression is a right side. This impression does have an adequate amount of material, and I can identify that by the amount of material that is kind of flared or exiting outside the ear. Sometimes you'll also notice there's somewhat of a cone material of impression material on the back of the impression. When trimming the impression, always have the canal portion pointing towards you, along with the helix or the helix curl portion facing towards you, and you want the concha bowl, the round portion of the impression, facing away from you. When you first make your initial cut of the impression, if there's extra amount of material or a flare of material, that can be slightly trimmed back. And when you cut the base of the impression or the cone portion of the impression off, try and leave as much impression material as the impression allows. So for example, if you look at this one, there's a small amount exiting at the bottom of the ear here. Start your initial cut in the front with the canal facing you, and all the way towards the back. And what you want is at least a nice flat platform on the bottom of the impression. When trimming the impression, we'd rather have you leave more impression material on than not enough. If you do notice when you go to do your flat cut that there is not enough impression material exiting the ear, we recommend that you have a new impression poured.